Welcome back to Old War Stories with Uncle Jay. Oh, it's been a while since I recorded one of these. Just to let you know what's going on, currently it is October 5th, and you can hear in the background the AC is still on. It's 75 degrees today, going up to I think 77, and we're having a barbecue later, all kinds of good stuff. Probably one of the last good days of the year. But last night wasn't so good for me. I had a dream about Tiny Metal. So that prompted my telling some more old war stories about Tiny Metal. I have maybe 4 of them written down that I'm going to tell. Of course, as you know, I tell these in rapid succession and make separate videos for each. So this dates back to, I'm going to say around 2013, maybe 2014. It was toward the end of my stint at Tiny Metal, and this one is entitled Working Easter. Now, Tiny Metal was closed on Easter Sunday. The owners were religious, and they felt that that was a holiday, a day for family, and they closed all the stores for that Sunday. But in the shop, we were, well, let's put it this way, Jeff and Dan and the other guys weren't holding their share, and there's only so much that I could do to keep the shop afloat, so we were falling a bit behind, or so they said. This was before the current shit that they're doing. I'm not even going to get into that. But anyways, long and short of the story was they had a SmackDown meeting for us, as I like to call it, one Sunday coming up to Easter of that year. And they said the shop is behind and we need to get caught up. So we're going to make it mandatory that you all come in on Easter Sunday. The store is closed, but we're going to open up just for you. We're not going to allow customers in or anything like that. It's just you guys working here, that's it. The store otherwise will be empty. And this way you guys can get caught up. Of course, you're getting paid and all of that. The way that would work is, I think pretty much all of us were full-time. So essentially that's double pay. What it actually comes down to is we're going to pay you the 8 hours you're going to work because we have to, and it's a holiday and you get paid 8 hours for the holidays. So essentially it's double time, but we're not paying you anything extra. We're just making you work an extra day, and it's mandatory tough shit. Questions? Everybody had something to say. We said, absolutely not. It's a holiday. This is a day for family. That's why the store is closed. Well, we need to get caught up, so we're making it mandatory. No, you're not. We're not coming in. Well, if you don't come in, you're fired. Okay, good. So we're all fired then. Well, we can't really have that. What's the problem with working that day? We just need to get caught up here. You can run diagnostics on all the computers. I said, good, that's going to take a couple hours and then we go home. No, absolutely not. You can work on stuff. No, we can't. What's the matter? Well, do you think that John Smith, who is home with his family, wants to get a call to find out that the cracked screen on his touchscreen laptop needs to be replaced to the tune of $700? That's like what it actually cost in the early days of that. I don't think he wants to know that on a day when he should be with his family, with his kids, and the colored Easter eggs, and the Easter egg hunt, and the whole thing that all you people do. Probably not a good time to call these people. And for us to get authorization for Jane's computer with a hard drive that's bad, again, we're calling and bothering Jane on a holiday. That's simply not going to work. And I think the customers are going to get really pissed off about that. Plus, we're not going to want to be here because you're making it mandatory. You can watch us all you want, but, we don't want to be here. Period. What about us and our families? What if we're having nieces, nephews, cousins, stuff like that coming over, and they're young and we want to watch them go on their Easter hunt? Aren't you impeding on our holidays for the sake of the customer? You're giving them the day off. Why not us? And basically, we had a million reasons why us working on Easter Sunday was not a good idea. And they basically said, well, we kind of, I mean, did you clear this with home office? Did you talk to the CEO about this? Well, we need to get caught up, and, you know, they kind of skirted around the issue there. They thought this was going to kind of just fly under the radar, if you know what I mean. This comes back to a phrase that I said probably since the very beginning when I was a tech, which was, don't get technical with a technician. We had all the answers and all the reasons. Long and short of the story was they picked the wrong crowd to fuck with, because we were smarter than everybody else in the store. Yes, including Dan and the other dicks that I worked with. We knew how to fix shit. Nobody else in the store did. We were elite in that sense. There were some other guys that were there that were good, but they were in sales or something like that, so they would have to make their way up the ranks and kind of prove themselves. Not that Tiny Middle would actually hire from within. I was kind of the exception. Go figure. So yeah, that didn't quite end up working out well. So then they said, okay, well, instead of that, we'll have you work the overnight, and we'll make that mandatory. No, because I'm sure that John Smith doesn't want to call at 3 in the morning. Well, you'll call him the next day. I said, then we have another problem, because we're going to all be backlogged. Come Monday morning, we all have one telephone line and 4 or even 5 techs that each have 7, 8, even 10 customers to call. How in the fuck is that going to go down? And what if John Smith calls back and says, go ahead? Then that's more time that line is not available. We simply were not set up for this. And they didn't plan for that. So we won in that aspect. That really is all I have to say about that one. Yeah, you didn't want to fuck with us. We could fight back probably better than anybody else in the store could, and we had very good and very valid reasons as to why. Again, unfortunately, this is all prompted by that dream I had of the place last night. Again, I don't know why. It's just like PTSD leftovers from back in the day. So I got a whole bunch more, but I'm sure you will enjoy all of the bullshit that I had to endure day in and day out over there. So there'll be more coming. So with that, I thank you very much for watching this installment of Old War Stories with Uncle Jay. I appreciate you all very much. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.